And late tonight, the Supreme Court granting an emergency appeal from the Trump administration, blocking payments to millions of Americans on food assistance programs like CalFresh. CBS LA political reporter Tom Wade is here to break down this ruling and to give us updates on the government shutdown and, of course, the meltdown at our airports, Tom.
Yeah,
We got a lot of problems.
We have so many problems right now. On the SNAP payments, CalFresh, this could change hour to hour. So we're told tonight, and I'll get more into it, there could be a ruling from the circuit court, which now gets this case back because of the Supreme Court ruling. Gets real wonky, but they could issue a ruling at any time. So yeah, a lot going on there. So yeah, if you do get food stamps from California, your card may have been reloaded in the past day or two, but it's unlikely any more payments will be made over the weekend. And that's because, as Pat was just talking about, the Supreme Court sided with President Trump, who asked the court to block the new payments. It's the latest chaos because of the government shutdown, including our airports.
Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and this is just, oh my God, like, come on. It's like political football, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and no one seems to care or agree, or they say they care, but then 1 minute you're doing something else. So I don't know. Not even the Supreme Court looks like can s- get it together. I don't know how this doesn't damage our America. I think America's brand is already kind of damaged, but I don't know how this doesn't affect us being able to not set the SNAP benefits to the side. Even the government shutdown as relates to the airports and TSA workers and all that stuff. How is this good for America, your brand? What does this mean for someone who looking to start a career in that industry or field, and they can't rely on the government actually doing what it's supposed to do and getting paychecks on time just because of this time? Like, the further this goes, I don't know how your traffic controllers and again TSA workers, all those people, how they probably are looking to make a change and get out of the federal government. And this is going to be a wide sweeping kind of effect, I would imagine, because how do you not, you can't trust it. I remember the days where you used to be able to trust getting a government job with all the benefits and everything else. You knew, like, okay, getting a government job, this is going to be like stable income, it's going to be stable benefits, great retirement. This created some trust with the federal government. Like, this is the one. It's kind of like the healthcare, really, like government healthcare. Those two sectors are like kind of like, special unspoken, right? We all can agree, like, people need their health care and that's something that's unaffected. And the government services, like those things that just cannot be touched for ever, all my life. And now all of a sudden it's like you can just shut it down and people go and I get paid. I get unbelievable to me. And all these people have to deal with their credit cards, home mortgages, car payments. It's all. I don't know how you walk away from this creating more trust in people that you won't do this again another year from now. Be in the same boat. So I think this is going to be create long term effects because of this. I think people, as soon as they can, will probably look to get into stuff more stable, as they should, to be honest with you, because we can no longer rely, which is sad, on some of these government institutions. It's just not. And furthermore, probably shouldn't be relying on anyone but ourselves at this point. So let's continue on.
As President Trump headed to Mar-a-Lago Friday night amid the record-setting government shutdown, his administration filed an emergency appeal with the Supreme Court to block SNAP funding, which pays for food assistance for millions of Americans with low and fixed incomes. The court granted the administration's request, sending the case back to a circuit court.
The Supreme Court justice in charge of that circuit, Ketanji Brown Jackson, said that at least temporarily, while the circuit court has time to rule, we're pausing the district court's order which means that the Trump administration is not obligated to fully fund the SNAP program, at least not at this moment.
Governor Newsom posted on X, Trump administration fighting tooth and nail to starve children. The Supreme Court's emergency ruling comes after CBS LA confirmed some Southern California SNAP recipients who get their benefits through CalFresh did receive payments to their accounts late this week. At LAX and across the country, the government shutdown is causing thousands of flights to be delayed or canceled as air traffic controllers go unpaid and are calling out sick. The shutdown taking a major toll.
It's desperate. I got a call today that there is a controller, a fairly new controller, that is now being evicted from their apartment. Now, when they're on break, they get to think about, how am I going to pay to move? Where am I going to go? Am I going to be homeless?
The Trump administration issued an emergency order for airlines to cut 10% of their flights at 40 major airports, including LAX and Ontario.
When you have people that are going to work and they're worried about things, basic human needs, you're injecting some risk into a system that at its foundation was built to be risk averse.
President Trump made
Exactly what I just said. And I did not watch this clip. This is going to have ripple effects. You got a guy who just started, who's getting evicted from his apartment, who, I don't know, probably went through this program, or I don't even know. I'm sure you get some type of training certification, but went through the program, and now he's getting evicted. And once you have an eviction on your record, oh my God, that's bad. Like, no one, that'll stay in your record for 7 years. It's almost as bad as a bankruptcy. Wow.
made clear
Unbelievable.
again Friday he will not negotiate with Democrats on future policy decisions until the government reopens.
The Democrats have gone, they're crazy. They're crazy, but they don't care if they hurt the country.
Democrats now say they are willing to reopen the government if Republicans agree to extend for another year tax credits for the Affordable Care Act. But Republicans quickly rejected that idea, and the president is demanding the GOP change Senate rules and force the government funding bill through without Democratic votes.
I am totally in favor of terminating the filibuster, and we would be back to work within 10 minutes after that vote took place.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson says the House will remain closed and no votes on any issues will be held until the Senate reaches a deal to end the shutdown. Pat?
Again, political football, and I don't know. I think someone has to, both parties, in my opinion, need to get it together. And I hate that the fact that they all get paid while you have people like this, a person getting evicted out of their apartment. And again, how America's brand doesn't get affected by this, our government within our own people, I don't know. I do not know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And it's unfortunate. I hate that for that person and for all those people and people with SNAP benefits and all that stuff. It's like no one's on that stuff because they want it. They're on it because they need a little bit extra help. And that's, to me, not unreasonable. And you have the counter argument that, well, you shouldn't abuse it and this and that. Well, there's abuse across the board. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's without a little bit of, some people taking advantage of it. Doesn't mean you throw the whole thing out. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys later.